Well, that may have timed out to be a little bit more perfect than I intended with the way that sound bit ended, but let's try and get Zombie up on the phone. The phone call. There we go. Hello, Zombie Grab.
Hello.
Oh,
Oh,
you
hold on.
don't sound like
Hold
you're.
on. Yeah.
There we go.
Might
All right.
take a few minutes.
Oh yeah, you definitely got like a screaming Korean behind you.
No, I got 6. No,
Nice.
8. 8 Korean.
Super
Screaming.
nice.
Oh my god.
Okay, we'll go open the bar. I have no idea what they're saying. All right, so is your webcam working at the very least, or? I'm gonna guess that hold on was like a real hold on, guys. So you can just do their Skype picture for now. Bold, beautiful, and bitchy. That's Zombie Grub in a nutshell. All right, let's talk about what's going on today. So we were invited to you know what? Hang on, I'm gonna hold this because I did. I guess, god damn it, I did make a Twitter poll about this. So I woke up this morning rather pissed off at somebody. I present two options. The fans of Base Trade TV can decide because honestly, I'm going to, I think, have fun running with it no matter what, whether I'm privately yelling at somebody or publicly yelling at somebody. So I'll let you guys choose. You can see the beef in action, or you can choose to be like, you know what, Rifkin, we want you to handle it like an adult for once. So like maybe just go ahead and shush. So polls up on Twitter for about an hour. You guys pick. It's about 45-55 right now. We'll see how it rolls. There we go. We got your camera. How you doing, Zombie Grub?
I'm okay.
Um, I guess. Sorry, I had to call the Canadian Revenue Agency before this, and now they're calling me back, and they can go fuck off because busy now. I woke up this morning. Oh, I guess I should say two other bad news too. So, yeah, the Canadian Revenue Agency's like, so we tried to call you while you're in Korea. What took you so long to call us back? I'm like, I was in fucking Korea. Like, what do you think it took so long to call back? So, did not get off to a good start with the woman I was talking to. She's trying to explain to me that I owe something like $2,200 because I filed something wrong. Or I don't know the details, but basically that I owe money. And I'm like, cool, well, that's not something I want to hear in the morning. Because that's not money I really have lying around right now after getting back from a trip to fucking Korea. So, today has just started off great for me in a lot of different ways. Shout out to Iltis77 for the 22-month resub. Thank you for kicking off the day. We actually had somebody else sub too. Brand new Dr. Scotty255. If you're still around, thank you so much for that. Rotate Owls as well for 35 months as I'm in the middle of speaking. This is almost there. And I will say one of the small upsides to us doing replays today is that no delay. We get to see what's up in real time. How y'all doing? That sort of thing. We also, after... So, we'll get into the games in a moment, guys. Just talk for a second here, because for a while we purposely chose intentionally not to have bits on Base Trade TV, right? Like we did not want to have bits enabled. What's up, Wardy? Thanks for the host. But after much problems, much discussion, we said let's go for bits. Why the fuck not? Turns out we couldn't actually turn on bits because I'm Canadian and some issues regarding that. So we finally got our tax stuff filed, mailed in, and I guess that works. So now we have bits enabled on the channel. Yay! And we'll see how those work out. Maybe it won't matter at all. I have no idea. But bits are on, and we'll see how those go going forward. Anyways, where's Zombie Grub? Zombie Grub, you want to field this one? Oh, that bit noise is going to be loud, and I need to fix
What?
that. People are asking, where's Zombie Grub? And I was going to say, do you want to field the answer to that one?
Okay. I am in a PC bong in Korea.
Yeah.
Also, it's very loud.
Oh, man, the bits thing is cool, but loud. I need to turn that down. Ooh. Get rid of the stupid default image. What is that? Get out of here. All right, save settings. Yeah, so our plans... Thank you, Taco Stuff, for the 70 bits, by the way. Our plans for when she was going to go to Korea and cast and do all these things was... I guess this wasn't a problem yesterday, but today might be a bit more of an issue. My only thoughts are,
Yeah.
I'm wondering if Well, it doesn't sound as amazing if your headset mic would be less receptive to the noise around you. You want to just try it out for a second? Before she speaks, guys, I must warn you, the Corsair microphone, I love this headset, okay? I would never, like, I'm not even being paid to say this technically. I would never fucking wear another headset if I had the option, okay? But the microphone for it is not the greatest. It really isn't. But this might be like, until that team leaves, the best option for sound. Otherwise, she's going to have to micromanage muting and unmuting herself every time she wants to speak.
Yeah. This is the sound of the Corsair microphone.
I mean, it doesn't sound amazing, but I'm not hearing a lot of background noise.
I guess.
It's there, but it's so quiet. Like,
I was really hoping that they would have, because they came in at like midnight, like 3 hours ago, and I was like, well, you know, they weren't here last night at 3 a.m., so maybe they'll all leave, but like, maybe they're playing in a tournament or something, and that's why they're up at such odd hours too. Or maybe this is actually usual, and yesterday was the odd man out. I don't know. It feels bad.
Tom KDE, by the way, to answer this question about bits, says, so are bits better for the casters than a donation? Technically, it doesn't matter. However, what bits do that are good is they prevent chargebacks. Now, luckily, when we have had to deal with chargebacks on BaseTradeTV, it's not nearly as bad as it's been for other streamers. You look at some of the bigger streamers or some of the girlier streamers or some of the whatever streamers out there with the troll audiences, like, oh, $1,000 donation! I can't fucking believe it! Then it gets charged back, and they have to pay like $200 on top of it. Like, we haven't had to deal with that. We've had to deal with like $5 chargebacks, $100 chargebacks, but like nothing really insane and bad. I mean, all chargebacks are bad. Don't get me wrong, but bits do prevent that, which is great. So for a lot of streamers, you're gonna prefer getting bits over donations. Personally, for us, I'm indifferent. I think like I'll take a $5 donation, or I'll take $5 worth of bits, like equally grateful no matter which. But all right, let's let's get into things here. So I'm gonna invite Zomgrab to a party, make this easier. And like I said, if you check the brackets command, there is spoilers out there. This is an event that I really want to stress has completed. But apparently there wasn't really a cast or many people who saw the cast, so we had some requests to cast the games of it. So gonna give that a shot and see how it goes. Before, actually, sorry, I know I said we'll get into it. Two last things, guys. I promise. Two last things, then we'll get into the action. Number one, thank you, Brad Monster, for just subbing, and Gungrave for the 3 months. You guys both rock.
Yay!
Number one is we announced our Make Korea Great Again tournament, and this name came because it was the number one voted name. We didn't come up with it, but like 40 other people on Reddit upvoted it to the top, so we went with it. Golden, if you guys know who Golden is, they're a gamer. He went to the army, came back. He's going to be casting the event in Korean, but he's also going to be partnering with us to try and make sure Koreans actually fucking play. We've hosted big Korean events in the past, and the problem we have is like 5 people will show up, 10 people will show up, and then 5 won't sign in. Like, however you want to phrase it, it was always bad for signups. Now we're in a much better spot where I'm hoping with Golden's assistance, plus the restrictions from KESPA being lifted with teams disbanding, we'll actually be able to have these guys participate. So our goal is 4 weeks of tournaments. We would like to turn this into an ongoing weekly, kind of like the Corsair Cup or the Alima League, but it requires 2 types of attendance. One is the viewers. We need you guys to tune in. If we can get 2,000 viewers a broadcast, I can. Who the fuck is Starboner? Why are they trying to join the party through Zombie Grub? What? No, go away. Okay, sorry.
My best friend, obviously.
Obviously, Starboner. How could I not know Starboner? Of course, Starboner. Anyways, if we get 2,000 people per average on broadcast, I can convince sponsors to actually give us money for it going forward, so thus making it sustainable. Secondly, if we have Koreans actually signing up to play, but we can't get the viewers for it, well, I'm personally willing to put down $100 a week to watch Innovation kick some ass. You know, that sort of thing. So, we'll see how that goes. The details are on Team Liquid. We still don't have the actual time of the event figured out. We're going to be judging that based off of IEM viewership tomorrow, but the dates are set. So December 2nd, 8th, 16th, and 23rd. All Fridays except for one, and that one is going to be a Thursday. So there's that.
Wait, IEM tomorrow.
Or 2 days from now? Sorry.
Yeah, it's Saturday, right?
Yeah, brain fart. I thought today was Friday.
I'm the one that should be confused, man.
In fairness, I'm like
jet
not
lagged.
sleeping so great, man. This I'm not jet lagged per se. I'm just not tired when I go to bed. Thank you, General Limus, for the 2-month resub. Anyways, let's get into it. It's enough stall time. We're gonna pick off not at the very start of the tournament, because there's quite a few games to hop around and through. Excuse me, or we are gonna start at where the start of the tournament was, but we're gonna skip ahead afterwards. So the first series we're gonna cast is, why can't I host this? Oh no.
What?
We got some bad news, Zombie Grub, that might not be so good. This is apparently on the old patch.
Wait, then how did...
So, are you excited to do a bit of a countdown together to watch these games? Let me
Yay!
let me send you the the package of replays. Son of a bitch. Okay. Well, it's okay. It's still got really good games in it. This means it's going to be on the old patch, guys. Which is... Wait, is that going to make sense with the maps they picked? Yeah, it does. Okay, so this is going to be on the slightly older patch of the game. And you know what? Honestly, I'll take it. The games we saw yesterday did not make me go all, like, googly moogly over the new patch of the game yet. So we're going to revel in the old patch for now.
Oh my god, I don't know.
Okay, I can walk you through this. Because they have, like, the bracket numbers, right?
Oh, well, besides that, I'm also using, like, some unzipper in Korean.
Oh boy.
Hold on, maybe I can figure this out. No, oh geez, no, that's, okay. It's not a Korean, I don't know.
Sweet. Well, Zombie Grub takes a second to try and figure this out, guys. I will say, because we are live, we can actually answer questions for once, which is always nice. So if you got questions, we got answers. If you want to know how Korea went, all this other stuff. I actually put out... Oh, no, I didn't put it out public yet. Okay, well, I got part 2 of my vlog series up, but it's not public yet, and that will be public later today, I think. But part 1 is up and available and online, so I think it's like !Korea in chat. We'll link to it. It's like a 2-minute video, but it's like our trip to Korea documented by moi. Also, we have a giveaway. G2A is following up our Gleam giveaway with one of their own Gleam giveaways. We got 10 gift cards to give out, so make sure to check out the giveaway link as well if you're looking for some games on the cheap through G2A. There's a way to do it. And if you're someone who doesn't like G2A, then don't click that link. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. But free stuff is always nice.
I figured it out, by the way. I'm good to go.
Nice.
Tell me which one.
Okay, the one that says bracket 98. It should be on Frozen Temple.
Okay, it's all in Chinese for me.
It doesn't have like a bracket number?
Oh, yeah, okay. I thought you meant like... Wait, hold on. Oh, there it is.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna load it and hit pause. Wait for you. This is actually gonna be a trip down memory lane for us, but might be something you guys have never seen before, because before Heart of the Swarm came out, I think, hell, it may have even been a little bit later than that, you didn't have the option to watch replays with friends. You had to actually have both people load up the replay at the same time. Everyone would hit pause. You'd do this awkward as hell countdown. Then you both hit play and just hope the game synced up from there. Because one of the worst parts was it would, like, over the course of 10 minutes, desync. For some reason, the person streaming would always fall behind by like 5 to 10 seconds, and nobody really knew why. The problem was never solved, so instead they just made it so you could watch replays together. However, you cannot do that with older versions of the game. And apparently I am downloading that older version of the game as we speak. Nice.
Download GameHeart again.
Oh, is this even going to let me use GameHeart? I don't actually know. It better.
Oh, you can tell me before I go through the hassle.
I swear to God, if this ends up being the default UI, we're just calling it. We're just going to put the old quitsies down, guys. This is taking an obnoxiously long time to download, however, so, While it is downloading, did you see the Make Korea Great Again Team Liquid thread?
I saw it when you posted it.
Well, there's a lot of replies. Probably the most replies we've had in a while. It kind of reminds me of 32 Boys 1 Cup, where everyone's getting really upset about the name.
They liked us more before we went full meme.
Yeah,
Of course.
someone said we liked you. I liked you before you went full meme, and I'm just thinking like we've always been like memeing is like 90% of what we do. Okay, like
Not really the best meme for trying to be an inclusive tournament. That's uh
they just jelly. They peanut butter and jelly.
yeah, I don't understand these reactions.
Okay, it's loading in. I'll tell you in just a sec whether the UI is totally fucked or not. What sucks about this, by the way, guys, is these are games from like, oh, it is the default UI. Son of a bitch. These are games from like 2 days ago. Like this is actually like they must have played this as the patch was hitting type thing. So let me know when you're loaded in there, Zombie Grub, and we could do a
Oh,
good
I'm ready
old
to go.
fashioned countdown.
I'm ready to go.
All right, then let's. Oh my god, I can't even look at this. Look at, here we go, guys. Look at this! Look at this stupid UI! Oh, whoever thought this would be a good idea. All right.
I'm so glad I stayed up until 3 in the morning for this.
Right? All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go in on one, okay? So 3, 2, boop. Hey, welcome to the LeiFeng Cup 157. Everything here looks terrible and out of place because it is, and nobody likes the default UI. Spawning here, though, in the bottom right, we'll talk about that more in a second. In the bottom right side of the map, though, he's going to be the blue Darren player, KeeN.
In the top left, as the red Protoss, he is Cyan.
All right, Cyan, of course, is one of the Chinese players coming into this.
Real quick, what time are you at?
I'm at 30, 31, 32, 33. This was
Okay, we're good.
good old memory lane, guys. Seriously, I hated this so much. But okay, to discuss things really quick, the LeiFeng Cup has concluded at this point. Like, this game's played out. This is obviously from a replay, and it's from the older version of the game. So this is not the current patch where you can make cyclones out of a reactor factory, and you don't have adepts having limited vision and all these things. This is from like 2 days ago, and I guess these finals didn't get cast live or something like that. The organizers actually asked us if we could cast it. We're like, yeah, not a problem, because we're looking to work with them going forward in the future. So we'll just muscle through it today. What that being said, because of the way that the replays have been set up and their older version and the fact that we can't seem to use our UI, oh dear, I hit pause, Zombie Grub. Hoping that would fix things. So I'm at 114, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Okay, we're good now.
Okay, so that being said, we're probably going to skip right to the semifinals after this because I do want to cast this out. I don't want to cast the entire tournament through the default UI. You guys have no idea how insanely upset this makes me. Like, we worked really hard to get away from the default UI, okay? Like, really hard.
It's okay. It's not that bad. Although I did just spoil the time of the replay. Whoopsie.
Well, is it? No one can see your side, right? So.
Yeah, that's true. But I want to sound amazing when I call things.
True enough, you'll be like, "Oh, it's GG coming." You just mess with me for the rest of the game because I won't know. I haven't. I want to point out too. This is where you used to see everybody put sponsor logos right here on the right side, guys, because you were always trying to hide the replay timer thing. You didn't want to make it look like it was replays, so like whether it was live or whether it was fake, the logo was here to block that out. There was so much like deception that went on from the broadcaster to the viewer back in the day, and that was like number one thing right there.
Yep, if you didn't have sponsors, you just put the name of the caster.
Yeah, like Day 9 TV, like just big.
Yeah,
bold.
that's why his logo looks like fits so squarely, man.
Hey, it worked though. But okay, apparently even tabbing out of the game will mute sounds, so I can't do normal chat things. Awesome.
Well, you can turn that setting off.
Well, my point is, like, it normally is off. Like, this forces like a new default on everything.
Yeah, I had to get to the PC because I streamed and I got here and I spent a good like 30-45 minutes not only downloading OBS, getting my stream up, all the overlays, deciphering Korean stuff that I didn't understand, but also fixing my settings because I had to do the whole like you be able to click on your opponent's units and hotkeys. It took a long time, all right.
Well,
So
Reaper,
cool.
Reaper hopping around, not gonna see much. I do want to point out there doesn't appear to be music playing, but instead wind blowing. I'm not sure what this ambiance is because I have that turned off as well. Also, health bars aren't showing. I can't. I just can't. All right, H turns on health bars for everything, I think, right? All right, I will take everything over nothing. I refuse to cast this game like a certain player plays the game, okay? So we're going to have health bars on. We're going to look at things all nice. Oracle comes across the map as I stress out probably more than these players are, but there's a lot of Marines waiting, and I don't think KeeN's going to be too worried about this. There's the music. 4 minutes into the game. Nice. For those who don't know about LeiFeng, by the way, a big part of this tournament is specifically trying to match, like, usually Chinese versus Korean players. You know, if there's a group, it'll be 2 Chinese versus 2 Koreans and that sort of thing. And I really love the initiative it had. It was kind of the same, like, logic that the Elite League has, right? Where you're providing a tournament for certain people. In this instance, it was for the Chinese players to play against some of the best Koreans so they could learn, adapt, and play better from it. It's been about a year, I think, since LeiFeng's been running. Maybe a little over a year. I'm not actually sure. But I'm interested to know whether those results have proven to be worthwhile or not, right? Like, have the Chinese players definitively gotten better from this?
I would say not so much, considering that we see even less of the Chinese players now than we did in like 2013.
Yeah, maybe.
Don't be too harsh on them, I guess. I mean, Cyan is really the only Chinese name that has been talked about recently.
Yeah, I mean,
an Ascent. Well, I guess he's Chinese, but still.
Even Haas hasn't been brought up as much like in recent days. He's done some cool stuff, sure, but just staying double zoomed out so you guys can see everything through this wretched UI. Oh my god, the production tab takes up like a quarter of the screen. I swear to God, like I can't do this. I'm stressing out, man. Interesting. I didn't actually notice KeeN never took a second gas in his main. Here's some what the dealio behind that is.
Then the Oracle can't kill his gas guys or SCVs, clearly.
Dude, if that was actually the reason, I would love that, to be honest with you. The Adepts do get blocked out by the wall at the front, so it's not going to be so bad to deal with. The Marine Corps can get on top as quick as they can. Common Shield's finishing up in a moment, too, so taking on any amount of Adepts is not as bad as it normally would be. Meanwhile, there may have been 2 Oracles made, and SCV actually scouts? What's going on over here? How the fuck? Okay, well, the SCV dies, so no sweet scouting over here. Stasis Trap's going to come down over obvious choke points, but more likely than not, KeeN's not going to be walking down the middle of the map. He's going to be trying to drop around the sides.
Yeah, I mean, the main push with tanks does come to the middle, and that would have been able to catch the Marine fodder for the tanks, but we don't have tanks. We actually have Widow Mines. So yeah. I don't know. Maybe not go through that middle.
Just to bring it up, guys, amongst the plethora of things going wrong, the reason Zomgrab's using a different mic for this cast, as it's been brought up in chat, rather than her good one, is because there's a largely loud group of Koreans around her, making it difficult to hear.
Overwatch, damn Koreans.
Yeah, why's it gotta be a team game, am I right? Just one guy would be no problem. 6? Ridiculous!
Right? It's 8! I don't even know what they're doing. Are they playing a 4v4? I don't know.
Maybe it's just like 6 guys and two are like, oh, those guys are playing Overwatch. I love Overwatch. Let's be friends.
I swear they all came in together, but I'm not sure.
That Marine almost trips the Stasis Trap, by the way. Usually send one off to scout or try and trip it like that. We saw it actually during the Elite League. No, excuse me, VSL Grand Finals. An instance where Dream had tried to do that, missed the Stasis Trap, came in and got his entire army trapped by Myung-Sik. It was so disgusting. It was so amazing. It's one of my favorite clipped moments from the VSL Finals. But that's kind of, I think, one of the things we do have to worry about here. Because in all sincerity, if KeeN has half of his army stasis trapped, hell, even a quarter of his army stasis trapped, he can't really fight anymore.
Yeah, that was a really cool stasis trap that we saw yesterday. Oh, time's so confusing, but I don't think we're going to get a repeat of that. Colossus are going to be on the way, which makes sense. A lot of players are adding in Colossus faster and faster, but of course this is like 4-base Colossus, which it'd just be the next step unless you're really trying to go mass gateway with a couple of Immortals.
It just hit me. I was trying to remember which one happened yesterday, but you're talking about the Zerg one, right? Like with all the links getting caught?
No, it was wait.
Because I was referencing the VSL Finals, Myung-Sik versus Dream, Game 7.
Oh yeah, you're right. It was Zerg. Yep. My bad, but the VSL one was a lot cooler for sure. Like, the reference is much better. But anyway, don't think we'll be seeing any of those, really. Well, as cool as stasis traps can be, I know a lot of people want the ability to like micro them back. I wouldn't mind that addition, especially if Pro's gonna have a hard time in this patch.
Yeah, well, it's still up in the air. I mean, again, we're currently casting a game on the old patch, like the last 3.7 version of the game, so we're not quite at the new one. But I really think that the micro capability would be awesome. I love anything in StarCraft that shows off micro capability. Like, you get so hyped watching Beyond pick up and drop one unit over and over, right? Or having somebody focus fire down bane lanes or split units. Like, micro capability is like the sickest thing in the game, and it sucks that you can't really display that as Protoss, I feel. Blink stalkers, maybe, pick them off one at a time, but this is usually not that big of a deal. Other side of the map, we do have a small attack into the third base. Cyan gets about 4 SCVs. Actually, the Liberator's not setting up, so maybe he's going to get more? Yeah, this goes from 4 SCVs dead to like 11 plus.
Seems like they will depth stuff. And it was a nice attack. It also pulled KeeN's army back. So now Cyan is on 4 bases, easy peasy. He's got Colossus, more than 1 Colossus, going to be ready to go by the time the attack happens, which 1 Colossus barely adds anything, but 2, 3, suddenly they're a huge threat.
Well, the Adepts get picked off once again, not a problem. Small amount left over here. We'll get caught by the main army, so 4 Adepts shouldn't be too bad to deal with. They do take so long to die, though, damn. I guess because it doesn't show by default, where the upgrades at right now. We're at 1-1 to 2-1 in the favor of Cyan. So the army shouldn't be too bad at fighting scrapped out fights.
Oh cool, the graphs still work.
Do they? Even on the default UI? They do.
Yeah.
I noticed that the worker kills were showing up, and that took me a moment to be like, what? I will say the only thing about the default UI I miss, and I guess this isn't limited to the default UI, but the control N, more importantly, at the top, like, it's a lot more obvious what the supplies are, because it's just like it's there in the middle in front of your face.
Oh my gosh, control N, beautiful.
You forgot about it, right?
I forgot about it, but I'm using it.
Alright, we got 3 medevacs set off to the bottom left, looking to not fully drop, but just maneuver in. Some more depths might attack into the third, but the army's right here, so it shouldn't be too bad. There's a rather large force sending top right, but decides to pull back home. I guess a little bit worried, runs into some of the Adepts, catches them too. Left side's got the army moving in, though, and KeeN really wants to pick off this probe, not let another base go down, because, of course, Cyan's already on 4 bases, and Colossus at that.
Yeah. I mean, the Protoss army is really getting quite scary. KeeN was on bio for a very long time. It didn't really do any damage. It didn't, like, halt the pace of the game. And Cyan is already on his way to Tempest, while KeeN is just really starting to get his Liberator count up, so I would put Cyan in a better position here. He's also just straight up in supply.
By the way, I was curious on whether we've desynced or not. What's your time we're currently at?
11:26.
Oh my god, it's actually staying. It's on point.
Beautiful.
Alright, more on that later. Liberator set up and they're going to get picked off by the Stalkers. However, there should be enough army to stop all the Liberators from going down. If 1 or 2 Liberators remain, the Colossus can't push, and that's going to mean KeeN holds on to this position. He's going to dive in for that Colossus, though. Gets one of them. Gets a little bit greedy. Though picks up the Warpers, but didn't die. My bad. Missed the micro. And that's some of that Protoss micro we talked about before. Looking so sexy out of Cyan.
So Cyan does come out ahead in that fight by like good 30 supply.
Oh,
and
plus
that's
look at the
really
bottom.
Good.
Command Center gets pushed off.
Oh,
Natural base in a lot of trouble. KeeN might actually be near death.
Maybe. I mean, I'm just like, it's... Okay, so actually we see the problem that I was going to highlight earlier, but it looks like Cyan's going to be able to take care of it, so they get depth warp ins, which is the Marauder problem. It seems to be pretty consistent. So first, Cyan could have waited until he had like a maxed out perfect army with like even Tempests, and then could have slowly started poking at KeeN. He pushed in, and then, you know, maybe it wasn't so bad, but then the Marauders really showcase why they're still pretty damn good units and why you need Immortals to put in there. So if not the Tempest you're waiting for, then it should be the Immortals you're waiting for. Even in Heartless Storm Wings of Liberty, if once you got to like your 7 Colossus, right, a good idea was to add in Immortals, and I really think that could have helped. There was like nothing but Marauders left, and a lot of really low health.
Well, the Marauder problem or not, one of the issues I think that we are going to see for Cyan was, you know, those Colossus are not easily replaced. He's not exactly on like 2 or 3 robos. No matter what he's making to make up for it, the fact is it's coming out slow. Like, you're going to want some Colossus to some degree, obviously. I actually really like the idea of Storm on top of this. Talk more about that in a second. But, yeah, you're right. Like, he can't produce Immortals. He can't produce the units that will truck the Marauders.
Yeah, I mean, especially since his Colossus count did get reset to 0. So, Storm is on the way, and like a combination of AoE is obviously going to be able to deal with Marauders. Adepts instead of Stalkers also like could be helpful as the Stalkers, of course, go down very quickly to the Marauders, but I don't know if it's exactly the answer you'd want, because he still has to deal with the Liberators. Even though Cyan got up to the Stargates and Fleet Beacon, never got to Tempests.
And of course, this is still the patch of the game where the Tempests are not terrible.
Heyo. Yeah. Maybe they knew when he would have gone carriers.
With the second Rebel, he's finally got 2 Colossus production, but I do worry that this might be too much, actually. A big part of wanting to see the Immortals is going to be paired up with these Storms. Like, one part of this, yeah, maybe he's worried about Ghosts, maybe he's worried about EMPs, but just generally speaking, having this much AoE doesn't mean you're going to be killing the Marauders that much easier. It might just mean there's too much overlap.
We'll see what the engagement looks like. I mean, KeeN is going through the middle with most of his army. That could be a really good Storm/Colossus point.
Usually you get down on one knee, pull the ring out, and just simply ask.
I'm not even gonna try and remember what I said that's a joke for.
Let's see what the engagement looks like.
Anyway.
Will you marry me?
Was gonna go through the middle, but then decided better of it, so not only splits it to the left with a good stasis trap helped out, but also to the right, so that fourth base, the Liberator siege up.
This actually gives enough time for the Adepts to warp in on the left side and take care of the army as the main army does move in that position. Now the problem is, okay, there are a lot of Liberators, and Storm's not exactly going to take them down. There's not a lot of Stalkers here either. I'm actually really worried that Cyan doesn't have appropriate anti-air. The Tempests are coming out now, but it might be a little bit too late. This base is going to go down. Bottom left, looks like the Adepts got dealt with. The Marauders come out of stasis. They kill a Colossus too, and they're going to drive off mining from the base, and Cyan suddenly left with barely 1 base mining over at his 3rd. Oh, that Storm though. Oh, that Storm though.
Yeah, I mean, the Storms and the DTs getting the finishing blows. Plus, of course, now the DTs can start getting into the bases where I don't... actually, some of them have those turrets, but with 4 DTs warped in...
KeeN's going to snipe that base.
Down. Oh, shit. Yeah.
Very nicely
takes down
done.
2 bases. Cyan's back down to 1 base. Oh, half a base mining? Quarter of a base?
Yeah, it's not got a lot of minerals left in it. He throws down the new Nexus right away, and it's a good thing he did. It's necessary, but KeeN, being stasis tier, actually scouts it and sees it. However, looking to continue pushing forward, going to be tough. There's a planetary, there's a lot of Liberators. This game is still not looking good for Cyan. He's been doing a lot of the right moves. I love his ground composition, but his Tempests came too late. Like, remove...
That's what it feels like.
Remove 2 of these Colossus. Have only 2 Colossus paired up with these Storms, but instead 3 or 4 Tempests behind this, and suddenly those Liberators are not an issue.
Yeah, I agree. It also was that attack that kind of set them back down to both of them back to 0, which I really thought Cyan was getting more momentum and a faster, better game than KeeN up until that point where they both kind of reset, and then KeeN was able to respond not only with, well, Ghosts first and now Vikings, but like just with basically enough Liberators that only 1 or 2 Tempests wouldn't be enough to cut it. How many Libs is he on? 9, like basically more than 8, and suddenly you're gonna need not just Tempests, but like Tempests that are killing them fast enough.
I want to see what those units are. I think it's 11 High Templar in a Mothership Core, but the freaking UI is so bad.
Leaving. Finally leaving.
Oh, so we can go back to the good microphone? That's all I'm hearing.
I don't know. Yeah, exactly. I don't know if you saw my comment in chat, but like every single time I hear the play of the game, I'm like, this is leave. It's finally true.
For those who weren't here for the cast yesterday, this DT actually picks up the SV Building Command Center. That's annoying. For those who weren't here yesterday, Zombie Grub ended up being like the last one in the PC bong at like 4 a.m. She's talking about how like eerie and weird it felt. Like,
it's true, yeah. But now I can also hear you. Like that was actually becoming a bit of a problem. But anyway, I'll swap to the mic after the game, I suppose. This is, I mean, they're getting to that point where like Cyan is getting to that point anyway, where it's kind of turning. Actually, no. I mean, he's got his 4th base back up. It's 4 bases versus 4, but of course, KeeN, being Terran, has extra orbitals.
This is where we check out that sweet income advantage graph, and we can see like it's still a pretty nice KeeN game when it comes to minerals. Like that's not a small lead. That's dipping ahead like 1,500 every minute. So that's a big part of like Medevac's constantly being remade and able to just keep going at it. Things like Liberator's not dying means he doesn't have to put the money into rebuilding it, and KeeN doesn't have a bank put up behind this. That's not a bad thing. It means he's been spending his money really well while fighting. He's gonna snipe off another base potentially here. There are some Storms though. Oh, he's got to do some better splits than that. Feedbacks on the Medevac Space Slam through that Space Jam, and so much of that army dies. This is somebody who's producing 4 Vikings at a time and has been producing Liberators. He actually doesn't have a lot of Medevacs to spare.
That is true, and Cyan is getting better at splitting his army as well. You know, there was that one scenario where 2 bases went down and Cyan didn't
Oh,
split
the
correctly or
ghosts!
fast enough.
They wanted the EMP so bad they ran through Colossus Fire in a storm and all almost died. The problem for Cyan though is the EMPs didn't land, or excuse me, the problem for KeeN is he didn't land the EMPs on the ghosts. He got some shields off the Stalkers and that's cool, but look at these Vikings. One storm's gonna kill like half of the Vikings right away.
Yeah. It's definitely going to come down to that micro battle. We do have a bit of a... Oh, this sucks. Planetary. Would-be Planetary does get killed first, but I don't know if this is the best army to kind of base trade. I don't even like... It's not a base trade. They just split up their army literally in half and trying to attack into each other. But the Colossus get knocked out because nothing to protect them. Those Stalkers came with this, so Vikings just pulled back to deal with it. The Liberators live.
Yeah, big adept attack with the Colossus. Back outside the natural base of KeeN. Colossus will go down to the Vikings, and that's nice, but there's nothing to deal with the Adepts. He has to pull his whole army back to deal with this, so that momentum he was trying to get on that front line just gone.
That's true, and there's still 2 Colossus left with a couple of Tempests, so that's pretty scary.
I wonder if this might be too many Vikings, by the way. 16 Vikings is really cool to see, but like once the Tempest and the Colossus go down, they're not going to be very good units to have.
Like 12 was probably more of a perfect number, but this does mean that the Colossus should go down like super quick.
Ooh, Ghost Academy going to go down, so he's not going to be able to make more ghosts.
I don't think he could afford to anyway.
Yeah, that's true. Both players are a little bit hungry, to say the least. Cyan does double expand, though, and if he gets away with this, that's going to put him in such a nice spot, but he's got to make sure he doesn't lose his army before that happens.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, the Vikings, like, not only do they kill whatever they come up against really quick with such a high number, they're also going to be able to try and snipe things. Like, with Cyan retreats like this, of course, the Storms can cover him a little bit, and the threat of Blink Stalkers, but KeeN's actually chasing him.
Those last second splits going to allow him to live through those storms. Takes out the Tempest. Colossus should fall next. Another one goes down. Now it's just an army that needs to kite Archons, which is totally possible. Back at home, though, a little bit of a problem. Not many Adepts, but more than enough to kill add-ons.
Yeah, it's annoying.
Factory going to land to block out some minerals on the top. No bad.
Sure.
Little bit of mine or something.
The Vikings, I mean, yeah, they're in higher numbers than you would absolutely need, but they're doing a really... They're doing a really good job protecting the bio army, basically. So,
I mean,
and of course the Liberators.
This game might be minutes from over. This game could still be like another half hour going. That's what's scary about this, right?
Okay.
Like, Planetary Fortress not being repaired, a little bit of an issue. He's gonna buy some time with this as the army comes around from the other side. Colossus takes a lot of damage from the missile turret. The Vikings, the Liberators should be able to finish this off. And the question is, can KeeN clean this up? If KeeN cleans this up, he's gonna win the game. There's no way Cyan remakes that army in time.
I think he's got this. The Vikings do feel useless right now.
That surround is so
enough
sick.
Marauders on the ground. I'd say not all the really important units, just Blink Stalkers, totally fine. We also have like other drops and stuff going down here. I guess run by more like it. DTs have only been used defensively, by the way.
But, well, no, he did try to take a couple across the map earlier, but yeah, generally it's been just defensive DTs for the game. This is still weird though, because you know Cyan, not Cyan. I can't speak with anybody. Cyan. KeeN, his army's still pretty tattered, and it's not looking so great. And, well, it might only be gateway stuff that's getting warped in. The fact is, Cyan's been able to afford to do that. In fact, he still has like 700 minerals in the bank.
Yeah.
Vikings gonna land over here at the bottom left, maybe? That's a lot of probes to kill. Yep.
Yeah. I guess right now for Cyan, like, you warp in Blink Stalkers, at least they have Blink, but of course
shuts down the pylon!
So
sick!
You would think Adepts or Charge Loss would be the answer, but even then, they're going to be kited.
So top right gets cleaned up, bottom left gets cleaned up. Cyan's now out of income, and he's also out of a bank, so this is...
he had weapons though, but he didn't have any gas. Oh, that's funny.
Oh, no charge on him though. Feels bad, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Kites around with the concussive shells, not looking too bad. There's no medevacs left to really heal, but he doesn't need them, because Stalkers can't hold up to Marauders. Not like this. GG! KeeN, ladies and gentlemen, will take the first game in this best of 3. And let's hope to God I can get this UI thing sorted for the next game.
How do I sound? Beautiful.
Oh, Zombergub, it's like I put glasses on and saw you for the first time, and you look so goddamn beautiful, but this time it's with my ears. I've got my ear glasses on, and you sound amazing.
Otherwise known as a hearing aid.
Shut the... Yes, you would be correct.
No, wait, the relogin.
Me too. Hey, we just got some bits. What's up, Tom KD? Thank you so much for the 250 bits. Literally, like, the first bit. No, we had 70 bits earlier, excuse me. So, like, the second bits we've ever gotten.
I pressed all the wrong buttons in Korean in the title. I got a bet on it.
It's okay. I'm kind of fucking up all the buttons here in English, too. Shout out to Fart Falcon. Join us in chat, too. Fart Falcon, I don't know if you saw, man. I caught a Wingull, and I named him after you, bro. Playing that Pokemons.
Okay.
All right, I think I'm going to be stuck with the default UI for all of these. So that's going to be just great.
Perfect. I gotta go to the bathroom, too.
All right. Well, this is perfect time for us to hit up an ad break, guys. So stick with us. We'll be back in a couple of minutes. By the way, real quick, before we play those ads, I know some of you guys are going to be annoyed watching ads or not seeing ads, but here's the deal, and this is big. Twitch is giving like a 50% bonus in ad revenue from here to like the end of December, so it's really awesome if you guys watch our ads. It'll help us a lot. It's kind of like getting a small bonus, I guess. The holiday bonus comes from you guys watching our ads. So stick around, and we'll see you in a couple minutes. Thank you, Marcos4912, for the 19-month resub as well. Okay, BRB. Yay! Loading this replay is going to make it a pain in the butt. Are you able to figure out which is game number 2 on your own, or do I need to tell you?
Is it 99?
It's the one on Frost.
Then you have to tell me.
You can't click on it and see the mini-map preview?
Well, I can, but the one what number is it?
I got to load back out and find out then, so... Give me a sec.
Well, I figured that was a trick question. It was going to be obvious, but it's not.
I thought it would be obvious too, so give me a sec. I have to, because it's gonna make me relog and get back in. And excellent. While I do that, why don't you recap the viewers with what we're doing and where we're at?
Okay. So we didn't get to cast the LeiFeng Cup. No one did actually. Yesterday.
Like 2 days ago or something like that.
Whatever. Yeah, something like that. So we just decided to take the replays and cast some of it ourselves. Unfortunately, since the default is UI and whatever, guessing the entire tournament doesn't sound like so cool, but certainly the semifinals and the finals.
Yeah, we're just gonna skip ahead to them afterwards. By the way, thank you for the bits, guys. Big love. Admiral Awesome hitting us up with 100 bits. We had Bader as well, hit us up with 200. Says here have my remaining bits as well. Nice.
Oh, thank you.
Well, it's good to see bits are actually getting something done. It's the bracket 100 one.
Oh, 100. Why do we skip 99?
There is no 99. Oh, 99 is a different series with different players.
So it was 100.
No, 100 is not. 100 is the one we're doing right now. Look, I can see it in English. You can't. So just maybe trust me on this one.
No, I can see the players. And it's still not on Frost.
Well, I don't know what to tell you, man. It's
oh,
like,
there's two 100s. Oh, I found it.
okay.
Okay, there's a Chinese one in 100 and a Korean one in 100. Okay, got it.
Oh, I got Game Heart working somehow for this. I don't know what I did.
Did you change replay instead of just observer?
Maybe I don't know. I didn't fiddle with anything that I'm aware of. Let's see if I can remove the ambient sounds and just keep the music playing. Damn, that's annoying. All right, let me know when you're in, and we'll do the countdown arena.
Oh my god. So at least this is better than nothing, but I did get the WCS 2.2 overlay.
Oh, well, luckily people don't have to watch your side of things. Damn.
Oh shit, how do I... Oh, there it is.
Okay, well, we're loaded in and pause
Hold on.
whenever you're ready.
I was like, how do you bring up the timer? Okay. Okay, ready?
Before we do get going, just to address this comment from Rootfly in chat. Zombie Grub is casting from Casper Jail. Help her escape. You can only help her escape with bits, guys, so she can put them together and make a ladder and a rope to climb out of Casper Jail with.
It's true.
Actually, the real reason she's in Korea, guys, is she fell in love with Beyond and found out there was a fan club dedicated to him. So she wanted to stay and work her way through the ranks, infiltrate in, and become the top fangirl.
I would literally have to do that. I don't think they'd be very accepting of me.
Like,
They're very...
Stay away, white girl!
They're very hovery from what I've seen / heard.
Yeah, oh my god. Okay, we'll talk more on that later. Alright, let's get the countdown going. So on 1, 3, 2, 1. All right, ladies and gentlemen, game number 2 in the LeiFeng Cup 157. This is, of course, a best of 3. We have the UI looking fantastic and awesome. In the top left side, we've got the blue Terran player, none other than KeeN.
In the bottom left, as the teal, light blue, whatever, Protoss, it is cyan.
Yeah, you good. You right.
Yeah, I was right. Or it's cyan, whatever.
Now, I do want to talk about, again, a little bit of the LeiFeng Cup itself, guys. It's kind of cool, again, the initiative to bring Chinese players fighting against Korean players, this, that, and the other. As mentioned before, Cyan's the only player we've really seen much, if any, action from when it comes to, like, outside, like, I guess the people you'd expect to hear from. And it's really cool. Even though he lost game number 1, that was still, like, what, a 20-minute game versus KeeN. He played it pretty well for the most part. Only some small, very minor mistakes coming in, like, through maybe composition towards the end. Like, this might not say that Cyan's going to be a tournament winner anytime soon, but it says that this is not some guy you just write off the books. You don't just roll your eyes hearing his name.
Yeah, I think we learned that. I mean, gosh, what tournament was it that we first really thought he was a contender? I don't even. Maybe the last Chinese tournament, I guess.
God, I don't know. It was a while. That's what's nice about that, right? Like, it's not some name that came out of nowhere for us.
Yeah. But KeeN showcasing, I guess, why we like him so much. You know, he's a pretty good Terran player. It is kind of sucky that we don't see the new patch because we have yet to see the Koreans in the new patch. We've literally seen the Europeans, but I would have hoped to have seen Mech.
With IEM Korea giving us 3 days worth of qualifiers, we're gonna see a lot of that action.
Yeah, and the signups looking pretty cool. I'm
gonna test something, but this will pause the game, so I need you to pause with me so we sync this up, okay? So like 3, 2, pause. I wonder if I can fiddle with health bars in here.
Yeah, it should be.
Damaged. Nice! I'm hoping that stays on through the cast, so we can, not get screwed over by it. Okay, you ready to unpause it?
Yes.
Alright, on 1, 3, 2, boop! Oh, nice! Oh, sweet glory!
That was on boop, okay? I just want you to know that.
I clearly went for 1. Symmetra just hacked me real quick, so I didn't have a choice.
Symmetra hacked you? I didn't know how to hack.
Totally unrelated. No, I played Sombra a lot yesterday for the first time ever. Not a fan of that hero, honestly. I think she's a lot cooler in concept and not nearly as good in game as I thought she would be.
I've been watching her, and I mean, I don't know. I feel like Tracer better, I guess, being that person just flies around and he's annoying. Whatever.
Speaking of flying around and being annoying, yo, when are we gonna get a Tracer skin for the Reapers? Am I right? No, that would be terrible.
No, thank you. Shut up.
Alright, so the Reaper does get to the main. The Adept's almost out, so this shouldn't get away with too much more, but does get a probe kill to start and some decent scouting, so that's kind of nice. A lot of the times we see some of the best Reapers from the best players get nothing.
Oh yeah, or die. That's what I tell myself. I'm just like, it's a Beyond Reaper if it dies first.
Yeah, actually, that's what I thought was kind of funny learning while we were over in Korea. You know, we make some jokes to the Koreans about some of their gameplay. I talked to Gumio a little about him playing mech and, you know, whether he realized the foreign fans like it or not. But I asked them all, like, what their thoughts are, like, on the Reaper and Beyond, and they were all kind of like they didn't want to say anything mean. But so I made, like, this sort of, you wave your hand in front of your nose like it's something stinks, and they're just like, yeah.
Wow, so
I guess Beyond's Reapers aren't just bad on BaseTradeTV, I guess. But goddamn, if that guy's not amazing in every other aspect of the game, so who cares?
Yeah, exactly.
I guess that is something that's kind of nice, though. You can be like whatever for scouting. You can be whatever for early game. But if you can follow up a good macro and a good late game, that's all that really matters.
Sure. Well, the builds have been chosen. I mean, Stargate Opener versus Widow Mine Drop. This is a question of does KeeN keep anything back at home to defend against the Oracle? I mean, he should, actually. The Oracle's coming in right now.
Yeah, the Widow Mine can still burrow and try and find a spot to hold up. I mean, a couple of SCVs are going to die because he was caught off guard by it, but this shouldn't be too bad. As the Oracle does get away, it's going to sneak to the main, however. More SCVs, and a couple are even low up here. So this has still got quite a bit of energy, and that's something he can really ignore. 5 SCVs dead is a really nice start for Cyan, especially if the Oracle lives.
Yeah, that's certainly true, and it looks like it is going to live. So 6, and then it gets out. That is pretty good, but that is also, like, what you would expect, I think, first and foremost. You know, obviously 10 is really good, and 3 is kind of lame. So, second Oracle is here, and it has energy, and KeeN did make the mistake of just picking up everything. Oh, no, he does have a Widow Mine. Like, it was literally on it. That was pretty clutch. Cyan barely noticed. Saves another Oracle. With the Widowmine drop, or the lack of Widowmine drop, I suppose. Marine drop.
This is a very funny spot to unload because it will give him control of the ramp ideally if the Reaper had been there with a grenade too, but with the Adepts already here, not a lot he can do.
This used to work out so well in Heart of the Swarm because basically you would go in between the, well at the time, the Nexus, obviously, right?
Oh gosh.
And actually kill a couple of Stalkers.
Is this game? Like, is this gonna be game over like this? I mean, like, the Oracles get so much done.
The Widowmine is what's scaring him. It might have been worth sacrificing the one Oracle, but yeah, he didn't know what was coming out after, and it was a Cyclone, so that would not have been game-ending damage.
Oh, look, it's a Cyclone. His lock-on actually does damage.
Right? I don't know, man. I played, I was like laddering, right? I was actually playing this game earlier, and like the Cyclones only impressed me once, and it's when I landed my Vikings, thought the OP Vikings would be better than the Cyclones, and actually they weren't.
You know, it just occurred to me, I'm looking at the damage of the Cyclone, right? It's like 400 damage over 14 seconds. The new Cyclone is 160 damage over 14 seconds. That's an over 50% nerf to damage, and it's only versus air too.
I don't know what they really want from the Cyclone right now.
I know. The Cyclone's like that kid who's like, you know, kind of at the end of college, just kind of experimenting still, doesn't know what they're doing with life. Mom, Dad, why can't you just accept me for who I am?
I said, wouldn't that be in college? Like everyone says the experimental freshman years.
I guess that's probably a better time frame for it, yeah.
Well,
My
anyway.
thoughts are like, cause like once you're out of college, then you're like the adult who's ready to go. So like I feel like the Cyclone's close. Well, the Cyclone's close to heading that direction, right? So that's why I said like the end of college.
Okay, that's fair. That is a lot of Adepts. He bothered getting a slow pylon warp in for him, but with Liberator, Tank, Supply Depot wall, nothing's really gonna happen. I don't blame him for trying though. Like the follow-up of the Phoenix or the Oracle's killing some Marines, there could have been a chance there.
Well, the funny thing for me is like the Supply Depot's wall more of a problem than the rest of this, right? Like Tanks, Liberators aside, you can't get through that wall. Oracles and the Phoenix looking to do something. I mean, if they can pick up a tank, obviously that'd be the best case scenario, but that's not going to happen anytime soon. So back at home, Cyan is actually playing pretty well. He got the third base down. He's macroing. He's got tech on the way. I think the worst things when we see openings like what Cyan did lead into like these giant all-ins that don't actually have +1. They don't have resonating glaives, no blink, like nothing behind it. So he's making that transition to play this game out, whereas KeeN's now kind of stuck and forced on 2 bases. We don't have a third CC down. It's just simply him going to try and get as much production going and go for an attack as soon as he can.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're kind of just waiting for that to happen. The medevacs are now out, so he's going to try and push with tanks, and I guess... I don't know if this actually pair up with Stim. Like, Stim is still a ways to go. Or it's just where he's expanding. I guess it's just where he's expanding. As the other base of supply block, or pylon blocked, type of supply block. Observer will see this and know not to worry quite yet. I mean, Cyan, even if there was a push, he does have a really good army with the Adepts getting their upgrades. At least +1, Resident Glaives is only on the way now. And getting faster to Colossus than last game, I do believe.
Well, maybe the Colossus, but I'd like to see that there's at least an Immortal out this game.
Oh yeah, I like that too, especially because he scouted tanks.
Well, it's not just for the tank aspect of it, but going back on that last game too, like if there was not tanks, but instead of like lots of Marauders as you would expect, I mean, he just fell apart to the Marauders so hardcore in that first big attack.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, 2 Immortals in 30 seconds against what is like, you know, red/yellow health Marauders. Like, that's the difference between all of them being dead and all of them being alive, sniping your Colossus and sniping your Stalkers. So I do like that addition. I do think it's also going to be important for dealing with the tanks if they do try and abuse any position, which is possible if Cyan takes the 4th base where you would expect.
Oh no, just gonna move commanding into the Protoss army. I don't know what KeeN was doing there, but it was a big mistake.
I'm not sure either. I think he was just collecting his army and giving them controls.
Yeah, I really don't think he expected.
What's going on?
Like, there would have been like an Adept or something to scout, not usually the whole army. So it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Also, what the heck is going on here? This is just close enough to deny the watchtower, but also stay in the high ground? What? Through the smoke, I mean. That was weird. We did have something, a couple of Adepts shade into the natural base, so a couple of SCVs died. Looks like the rest were pulled away, so kind of being dealt with reinforcements. I gotta say the zombie grub. I'm not sure if it was just because I cast an entire game with you on like the poopy mic, but you just like you sound so much better right now than normal. Like
I'm amazing.
Like if you would just cast like this the whole time, I would say nothing. It wouldn't matter. But like, look, it's zombie grub. But it's like seeing you after you've had a makeover or something. But again, with my ears.
I'm beautiful at all times.
My voice is beautiful. All right.
I am a beautiful person.
My voice is just big boned. I can't help it.
America.
America.
Not quite what I was saying, but close.
Oh.
America.
Oh, they said America like really obnoxiously.
No, America is like the girl from the Amanda show. That's what she would say. And she has a stupid, annoying voice, even though it's Amanda.
Smelly Pickle says, hope you're having fun in Korea, Zombie Grub, and welcome back home, Rifkin, with a 10-month reset. Thank you kindly, and I'm glad to see you're still with us.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
So the Dark Shrine will be finishing up, and it's going to be kind of interesting. It is the possibility of DTs. We actually saw Cyan use DTs really well late last game, but more likely we're going to see this lean towards Archons, I think, as we don't have that direction of Storms or High Templar. That being said, we got a small run by down here, but should be dealt with reinforcements. The overcharge catches it too. The medevacs are it's immediately blinked upon. The Stalkers almost get it.
I think he got a little bit ahead of me at some point. I fixed it. Yeah, it is dealt with. I do wonder why, like, all their armies, both of their armies, is like so far off to the right side. Cyan chased way farther than most Protosses do for a couple of drops, and was at risk for something like that little run by. Well, if KeeN had the rest of his army with that run by, that's probably a Nexus killed.
I don't think it's so bad that he stretched out so far for it, considering there was that base down here that needed to be defended, right? They needed to stop from going down. But looks like this army should be pounced upon. Medevacs being picked off pretty quickly. Stalker's going to give up. And now down the middle of the map, we got a pretty sizable, not like a big push, but a sizable push out of KeeN. If these Woodmines burrow and these Liberators set up, this could be dangerous for Cyan. The Woodmines are going to get to burrow, but will they get the shots? That's the real question. It looks like nope, nope, and nope. One Woodmine goes off in the bunch.
Yeah, not very impressive. I mean, the Colossus died on the backside. At least KeeN was able to note that and take care of it, but not the greatest trade for him. Still holding strong at even enough supply, basically. And on his way to a 4th base.
Clap, you monkeys, because we didn't have a cost healer just reset for 3 months. We had a cost killer.
Thank you for the sub.
I thank you, Rootfly, for being one of the only people to actually Tasia clap. Man, no one ever uses the Tasia clap to welcome subs. I always thought it'd be like this great thing where it's like, hey, they subbed! Yay!
What? There's always one person that tries.
Yeah, but like I guess I'm jealous of the chats that have people spam stuff. It's like I wish we had that sometimes.
I think they do a good enough job. Considering that 3 years ago, I think the usual was just do nothing.
Yeah, true enough. Alright, Fleet Peaking comes down. More Stargates on the way. We're going to eventually see those Tempests come out again to help deal with the Liberators, but in the meantime, like, there's a lot more Widowmines this game than there were in the past, and while they haven't done so great yet, the Widowmines can still be freaking amazing. However, they're not. They get picked off. One shot goes down, takes out a lot of the Adepts and their shields, actually. However, still not enough out of KeeN to pounce upon this, and my concern at this point really is, like, KeeN has taken such bad engagements leading up to this point. Is one really good fight enough to overcome that upgrade disadvantage right now? Like, 3-1 versus 1-1 is pretty big.
That is definitely true. 3-2? Yeah. But I don't, like, you know, last game I would say that Cyan was in a really good position for, let's say, the first 11 minutes. That's usually, like, you know, more than half of the game. That game was, you know, really, really long. And he ended up, you know, not being able to close it out. So KeeN not out of this game yet, but unfortunately taking damage a little bit from the DTs, but not really expecting the army here. Still takes a decent enough fight, got a good concave, but nothing to deal with the Colossus.
Yeah, he's trying to do a little bit of fancy Marauder pullback, but he's realizing it's not going to cut it. It's not going to be enough. Tank is pulled back behind this too. Epi35, by the way, hit us up with a 20-month resub, 20 months in a row of saving esports. Thank you so very much.
Oh, these engagements with, like, portions of their army are going to go so much better for Cyan every single time. A lot because of these upgrades. Well, I mean, being up one upgrade, okay, but now the shield upgrade's going to finish too?
A lot because of the upgrades, yes. But also, like, I want to point out, like, little bits bleeding out here. Like, one DT kills another add-on. One DT up here was killing SCVs and forces scan over the planetary, or the orbital. Planetary, excuse me, yeah. Just a lot of issues for KeeN. And while there might be a similar army count, it doesn't feel like that in any of these fights.
Yeah, I mean, the army, which apparently now I know the word for army in Korean, is, like, decent enough, but It actually goes really well. The concave, the lack of real fodder for the Colossus, it was just Stalkers, so they went down very quickly to the Marauders. Once again, the Marauders being the main problem. And that one Immortal, you know, the Immortal helps, but it really was about having 3 or 4 Immortals combined with the army that takes care of all these Marauders.
Meanwhile, bottom left, looks like Marauders are also being a problem down here, but it is going to be cleaned up. Lots of Warpins, lots of Stalkers, lots of effort through those Adepts.
That one last stim managed to kill all the Marauders to like 1 Colossus swipe, so...
No.
2 Colossus end up living, but KeeN takes, I mean, the best trade that he possibly could have while also dealing with DTs that just killed almost 20 SCVs.
Yeah. Someone in chat joining us asking WTF about the tank of axe. I guess I could put it in the Twitch titled update, but this is from 2 days ago, guys. So unfortunately, it is the old patch. So a little bit awkward to see things like tanks picked up and whatnot, but the patch is still so fresh. Hopefully, you guys can enjoy the old and what is, in my opinion, technically better version of the game right now.
Nah.
I'm so the patch is gonna be the patch, and it's not like it's gonna get reverted. But currently, the version of StarCraft we're seeing out of the one thing we've cast was not exactly enticing to me.
It wasn't nearly as fun as watching Legacy of the Void for the first time, for instance. Like it is a drastic change, but not like a super fun one.
Yeah, I thought it would be like a refreshing, new, crazy experience, but instead all we're getting is like really bad Terran mech games and Hydralisks.
Yeah, questionable mech games for sure. All types are clumped up with the Marines in the front line there is always going to go very questionably for KeeN. Also, still no real answer for the Colossus other than hoping for, once again, like a really great concave being able to snipe them, which I don't think can happen anymore, because now we have Adepts and Archons that you have to bust through first.
Yeah,
that should be enough.
Not even just like one Archon, quite a bit. Oh, Ceci! Ceci 000 hits us up with 300 bits. That's a sound I'm gonna have to get used to. Thank you so much.
Hey.
The missile turret goes down, so no picking up the Colossus. Always looks funny when you see a Colossus walk into a missile turret and die. It's kind of like WTF.
Not supposed to happen. Yeah. This does look like it could end soon, but Cyan is maybe missing like a little too bit of fodder. More Adepts are being rallied, and Disruptor's now on the way. Okay, not exactly fodder, but definitely able to get those last hits from the Marauders, since there's no Immortals anymore.
Yeah, I thought this game was actually going to be over quite a long time ago, but...
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, this is an awkward fight to take for both sides of it. The Liberator set up really nicely. A lot of the fodder's already gone for for Cyan, but those Colossus are just tearing through his army.
Yeah, this is with the Archons, you know, that little bit of extra.
God.
Even though the Colossus gets sniped, the Archon's taking care of everything else.
He's down to 14 workers that have been slowly whittled away over the course of the game. His army supply down to 50. I mean, the upgrades still being at a disadvantage is a problem too. And this command center, if it gets sniped, I mean, that's so much damage done.
Yeah. SCV's going down. I mean, of course, all this damage being done on KeeN's side, you gotta look at what's happening on Cyan. I know the lack of things happening on Cyan's side.
Right,
he is comfortably mining on 5 bases.
Command center does go down. He works his way around the Liberators, picks everything off, and that's got to be it for KeeN. He's got 5 minerals to his name. GG! Big thank you to some resubs, by the way, there at the end of the game there. Sloza, 12,000 for the 22 months says, Happy Thanksgiving! Zelane, 89 for 9 months says, Well, my wallet, Dildo Gaggins. What? Yeah, actually, I felt a little bit awkward. I had several people message me on Skype this morning. Happy Thanksgiving, Riff. And I'm like, thanks. I'm Canadian, so mine was a month ago, but thanks for the thought. thanks for the effort.
That matters. Yeah. I just keep getting reminded that I'm not eating Thanksgiving dinner right now, so we're just fucked.
Oh, feels bad, man. Actually, so, speaking of that, I managed to send, I don't know if you saw the girl... The quote-unquote drama.
Oh, yeah, I saw it. Yeah.
Resolved. Managed to send her a gift for Thanksgiving. Little cake pop things actually ended up being so much more adorable than I thought they'd be. I thought they'd just get like super smushed in the mail or something. Holy shit, that's a lot of bits. That is a hell of a lot of bits. I don't even have one.
That's like $10, man.
1, 2, 3, 4. It's a Korean won. Bits are Korean won. Oh my god.
Oh my god, you're right. You're at 3 zeros. Amazing.
Can I spam Tasia bits? Insta-rune with a slapdown. That's a lot of bits, man. Jesus, thank you so much. That's, what, 10,000? 9,000? I'm just, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10,000 bits. Holy smokes. That's like, I actually don't know how much that is. But thank you. Thank you so much. We're gonna go to a small commercial break as we get this third and final game loaded up because we have to redo all this BS with like the replays, etc. So, thank you guys for watching and sticking through this. I will say, like I said, we're gonna skip to the semifinals afterwards, so we're not gonna sit through like the losers bracket and the round of 8. We'll just go straight to like the innovation games and what have you. So, sit tight. Game 3 of Cyan versus KeeN when we return. Hey guys, we're back. So holy freaking moly, it's the rune. Like, goddamn, dude, we were totally off base when we were guessing how much that was worth. That's like, according to chat, that's like $100 worth of bits, dude. Like, what the? Thank you so much, man. I can't. Like, that is crazy. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's
really,
generous.
like, I don't want to go overboard and make it sound fake, but like, sincerely, that is like the most generous like we've had in a while. So thank you, seriously, so much. But do you have the game loaded up?
I do.
All right, then let's hop into it. We're gonna do the awkward countdown as we get into game number 3. Things are tied up 1-1. We're gonna go on 1. So 3, 2, 1. All right, so this is the third map, the final match between these two players. Bottom left side, we got the blue Terran player. It's none other than KeeN.
The top right, as the teal Protoss, he is Cyan.
All right, so Cyan played a pretty interesting game that last map. I feel like game 1 and game 2, it's hard to say Cyan played poorly or anything like that, but I can definitely say KeeN played more poorly in game 2 than he did in game 1. There's a lot of mistakes calculating and adding up to that loss.
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't that one big engagement that kind of reset everything to 0 that, you know, didn't go in favor, basically, of Cyan. There was pretty much him just winning every fight and slowly adding up to just a bigger and better army at every corner. But Galactic Process, maybe we see a bit better of a tank push, because KeeN, like, he was lacking aggression for a lot of that game. Expanding, defending, had to make, you know, had to be aware of that adept attack that Cyan didn't end up committing to. And he was unable to deny any of the bases, the 4th or the 5th base. I think he might have an easier time on Galactic Process, either because he does a tank push or just because the 4th base is, I guess they're not the most difficult base to take of any of the maps, but the 5th should be more difficult than Frost.
By the way, Rootfly says he donated you $25 for pizza and you didn't notice. I will say real quick.
I noticed yesterday. Didn't you do that yesterday?
Oh, well, that's what he says. I was going to say really quick, though, for those who don't know, ZombieRob's kind of limited to, like, a monitor. It doesn't have tab-out capabilities over casting, so I'm not going to make excuses for her, but just provide some reasoning,
What?
like...
Oh, it's also that if you donate me directly, we never have our own personal ones up.
Yeah, so... Well, my point that I was segueing off of that was going to be next, where it's like, hey, we super actually love you. Sometimes it will just take some nagging, I guess.
Oh yeah,
when we originally
totally shut 'em out.
Yeah, when we originally set up our personal PayPal to be part of BaseTradeTV, we were I'm not gonna lie, we're hoping for more donations than we get. Now it's like we will get like one donation like maybe a month on our personals, and it's usually from like Riamar too. Like, so when we don't check those live on a cast, it's not because we're trying to be rude or we don't appreciate you. We just literally we're in the habit of not getting anything, so we don't look for anything. So, really not trying to like call anyone out, but just provide some reasoning so there's some sanity here for anyone else who may have felt slighted or otherwise in the past.
Yeah, I guess. Like, I can't be too mad at him, but it's just like, not only did I like thank him and call him out and stuff, I also like literally talked about the donation. I did as much as I could, man. Don't blame me.
Okay, well, as long as we're on the same page, nobody's upset. Now, Cyan, through 2 games, has been showing a lot of Colossus play. However, this time around, we got a pretty fast Twilight Council. You think he goes Blink? Do you think he goes for that risky all-in?
No. I don't think Blink all-in's ever... Oh. They're rarely good now.
They work sometimes on some maps. I don't know if Galactic Process is the one for it. Maybe we'll see Resonating Glaives instead. But nope, it's going to be Blink!
Okay.
Just stick to my guns.
Early game control is totally, you know, fine and valid as an opener, but to actually all in with this, especially in Galactic Process, where I don't think you're like, okay, so like, there's of course the whole Reaper problem. There's ledges for them to blink up on, but they first have to get past a ramp, which I don't know is really worth it. It's not quite the same ideal scenario as, say, like, geez, like Yansu. Oh my god.
Thank you, Dares, by the way. Sorry, says, hey guys, I decided after 200 2-month subs I should upgrade to a 3-month sub, Kappa. Yeah, that was such a weird bug. Dares resubbed for 2 months, like actually like 200 times. He's not even exaggerating. I don't know what happened with that. By the way, we gotta give him a bit of a shout out more than this too, because for those who don't know, Dares is kind of like our new admin trainee. Like, we got Oli Moly, she's helping us up with the Korean stuff. She still runs the Alima League and all that goodness. But we got Dares kind of training up to be like a really badass admin too. So I'm really glad he's been helping us out with some stuff and continuing to do more in the future, hopefully. So I spoke to him about our November and December plans.
Mm-hmm. Well, the Stalker aggression, I guess, is still waiting for Blink, but it is now 2 more gateways and a robo, so, well, it's still not, oh, okay, well, that's 2 more gateways. It might actually be that Blink all-in, which I find so surprising, because again, it hasn't worked in a while.
Oh, on the hot scale, I'm a 10, baby.
For me, your winky face, while saying, like, the confidence of I'm a 10 baby will never get old. I didn't see who that was, though. We'll get a shout out in just a sec. I was just going to comment, though, like, I think this map actually has some Blink potential to it. I don't think it is the greatest move. Like, I agree in that regard, but when you consider that maybe you get down here undetected to the 3rd base and then Blink up to the main, again, undetected, normally that's pretty bad. But KeeN's actually building a depot over here, so no matter what route Cyan wants to take, KeeN should see it. In fact, the army's going to intercept him in the middle of the map. This is actually the worst way Blink can get intercepted, is out here. Oh, God, and the Marines have stim, too.
Yeah, well, even if it wasn't in the middle of the map, because in fact, middle of the map is where it's a little bit scary, since maybe your medevacs die on the way back. They don't. The point is, like, Bio has stim, and you're trying to Blink all in right now. Like, that was hard to make work even when Blink all ins were really, really good. You know, you hope to, you know, snipe stim before it was done type deal, and people always get tanks too, or almost always get tanks as well in Legacy of the Void. So I just don't see this possibly working, to be honest. Like, let's be like so like, well, this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen, but just like, I don't know. I like that Cyan's going for an expansion, but he did commit a lot to this. Like, if he was only 5 gateways, that's like the midway, not quite a committal, but still more than maybe you should. But he went for a lot of gateways.
Yeah.
And it just isn't working.
The tanks, by the way, just 2 of them alone should be enough to really keep these stalkers back. It was Bletich06 who donated the $10, by the way. He says, Rifkin, what's your name on Battle.net? I think I played you before. My name is simply Rifkin with the caster tag. I don't use a Smurf account or anything. So, hopefully that answers your question.
There you go. Well, the Liberators are going to help now if Cyan follows up with, like, a lot of Adepts. You know, like a 3-base all-in, basically. You only get so many more probes on your 3rd base. Yeah, the Liberators will be able to help take care of that. And the Adepts actually try and get, like, just a couple of SPs and scouting, but...
What's unfortunate for Cyan is, like, he kind of has to commit to this, right? Like, the Stalkers aren't getting a lot done, but it's not like he can easily transition away. He's trying to, you know? Third base comes in. Forge just finished up. He's building Immortals back at home. But this attack ultimately was stopped the second it got intercepted in the middle of the map. And this has not done much to pick off a couple of annoying buildings here and there. It's really nothing close to devastating damage.
The fact that he canceled that 3rd command center is actually screwing with KeeN a lot. Not only was it 100 minerals, but it's just he's not rebuilding it.
Well, so that's the thing though. You, like, instead put down like 2 barracks with that money, and I guess he's got 400 minerals.
Yeah, he's just not putting it down.
Might just be looking to spend all that money in production. More medevacs, more Marines.
I don't think so. Not 600 minerals. Like 5 barracks, 2 bases is what you need. Like I think he just is not putting on a 3rd base.
Well, if that's a mistake, it's a pretty nasty one.
Yeah.
In the middle of the map, a Liberator does get picked off, and Cyan... It's funny, he's actually at an upgrade disadvantage. I was looking at that real quick, just thinking like, oh no, he's got to have +1 finish by now, but it's right, he only just put the Forge down. So KeeN's actually got a pretty nice army coming into this. The Guardian Shield will actually help mitigate a lot of the Marine damage, but here comes the tanks.
Yeah, KeeN should have a better army once it's all collected together. There we go, but... It was a little dangerous poking in when it wasn't all together. And Cyan, you know, you get up to 3 bases, almost fully saturated, just waiting on his gases now, and a decent army, too. He did manage to recover from what was not the best opener. Like, 6 Gateway Blink Stalker was supposed to do more damage than what it did, but now KeeN finally throws down his base on location, which I guess makes up for that, like, 30, 45 seconds, whatever it was, where he probably should have been putting it down anyway.
Oh, I forgot, by the way, to verify my name on Battle.net. No, wait, why does it say local player? And I can't even emote! You can't emote!
Oh.
Oh, because of the gold.
Yeah,
What?
like go ahead and type. Just type like an emote like for poo or something. It puts like triangle brackets. It's all weird. All right, fight goes so well for Cyan. KeeN gets pushed back off this in a rather devastating manner, and as the third base was delayed, it's delayed even further. Three adepts got down here and picked off the SCV building. So now he's actually in a lot of trouble, and Cyan is going for a push that might even win the game.
Yeah, I'm really surprised how much has turned. A lot of that, like, he got a couple of depots, he got the cancel on the command center, which shouldn't have been that big of a deal, but I think that KeeN probably was like, oh my god, I just defended against the Blink Stalker attack. All he has is Blink Stalkers, let's counterattack, which is not usually a bad idea, but I think just the combination attacking, you know, with only some part of his army initially, and then
this is bad. This is real
a
bad.
lot being positionally, like, taken advantage of. KeeN just gonna lose this now.
Probably is. Thank you, Beta Boy, for the new sub hype. And Spizzy Senpai donated $5. Says, Happy Thanksgiving, BaseTradeTV, and all of your subs. This is where
The worst thing about... No, go ahead.
I was going to say, the worst part about like being a snobby Canadian. It was like, well, Thanksgiving for me was a month ago. But I like that message because it does encompass all of our subs who are celebrating Thanksgiving today. So, yay!
You know what's so funny about Canadian Thanksgiving is that, like, no one cares about it or knows about it? It's funny that you'll be snobby about it.
it's like sarcastic snobby, but as GG Cyan takes the series 2-1 and moves on in the tournament. But for those who don't know what's going on, maybe you're just joining us because I see some people asking again about the patch in the game. We are live right now. Hello, it's November 24th at 11:18 a.m. on the west coast of Canada. We are casting replays from 2 days ago because this is like the finals to the tournament that didn't get covered. We didn't think we'd have hiccups through old patch replays though, so well, we had intended to cast many more games. We're just going to skip up to the semifinals next. So I'll let you know what that match is in a moment. If you want to spoil these and you don't want to sit around watching replays, you can Google the results. But we hope you guys will just chill out and enjoy the games because they're still going to be good games. But we are going to go to a small commercial break before we do because we got to log around and do all this stuff and just it's a real headache. It really is. But thank you guys so much. Let's cap this up actually. We got 10,921 bits today so far apparently. Most of that coming from Istaroon. Oh, thank you so much again for that, man. We got $15 in donations and 4 subs. This has been like the best set of replays we've ever cast in our life, like straight up.
Yep.
So thank you guys for your support. Don't go anywhere. Like I said, we'll be back in a couple minutes with more games. I'll figure out which games though in a sec.